Who is it? Vinny!
Hey, dude, are you there?
Hey, what's up,
I'm
my
here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude,
man?
I don't have a scary story, man. I was like, I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll pull
grandfather.
out your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you'd like.
No, it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just saying there's a lot of...
That is what you did. Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, okay, all right. Welcome to GUFON tonight. Tonight. We're all gonna fight tonight. Next thing you know, your name's Elizondo and you wanna be just like me. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. My name's Rich Giordano. It is Tuesday, July 30th, and the year 24. What is up, GUFOnians and friends and families? What are you doing? And do you have some news? It had to rhyme. It had to rhyme. I know I got eye drops today, finally. You got to get the Clear Eyes Cooling. It's the one that burns your retinas and then it feels good. You know, I remember when I used to manage like a call center and we always played pranks on everybody. And when this stuff first came out, I'm like, anybody have any eye drops? And then somebody gave me these eye drops and I hear, hee. And I'm like, what's wrong with these eye drops? Nothing, bro. They're just Clear Eyes. And, well, it doesn't say it. Why is it in a clear bottle? I don't trust it. And I threw it back. He goes, look, I'll take it. Beep, beep. And I go, all right. So I took it. And I'm like, hey. Oh, wow. It felt really good. And it kind of wakes you up. If you guys aren't familiar, it's the Clear Eyes with cooling comfort. Come on, Camara. Tonight, we're going to talk about, things that should have been, but aren't. Do you remember about 4 or 5 years ago, Third Phase of Moon, during my show on a Monday night, they posted like this, from what I remember, like this is happening now kind of video, you know? And people were pulling over to the side of the road and they're taking pictures of this unbelievable oblong looking object that had lights on it that kind of looked like there was something going on, like they were moving lights, you know, and in the center, there was a bright light. It looked like maybe a window or something. It was really cool. Come to find out, well, I'm not so sure. Matter of fact, I went back to Third Phase of Moon today looking for the video and I couldn't find it. I think they removed it because, you know, hours later during the night, people seemingly debunked it as a blimp for the Monday night football game that was happening in New York. And everybody's like, well, it didn't look like a blimp, man. And it did and it didn't. I mean, it was weird. But apparently it was this new blimp that had a screen in the middle of it, like an LCD screen. TV, basically. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. All those people on the side of the road, not that far away, took pictures of it. Look at the picture. I get it. It looked similar, but how come nobody else saw it that way? To me, it just seemed weird. And then they showed, you know, a very clear image of the blimp and all this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess it is. Because it did. It looked like it matched perfectly. It's amazing. This is what bothers me about the Tic Tac videos we see. It's the same thing. They're slightly out of focus. Oh, no wings? No tail? No way. Yeah, well, it's just a little out of focus. And that's kind of what was happening with this video, I think. And when we saw the clear picture of the blimp close up, it did. It looked just like it should have. However, I went back and looked at, not today, but, you know, looked at the video and I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it is a blimp, but it sure looks good. Anyway, it was the UFO that wasn't, that still, I don't know to this day. I think people were just told what it was. Oh, wait, you know, I just thought of something that I didn't hear anybody else bring up. If it was a UFO, the people who were underneath it surely would have had a video of it. Now, with that being said, there were no videos from people underneath it anyway. God, I love this building. Huh? What was that? Building? Rose cuckold UFO under the building. Let's do a little roll call, shall we? Who's here tonight on GUFON? I've got a little bit of something going on in the stomach. If I have to get up and run, well, it's not what you think. Glenn Collins, welcome to the show. Hey. Oh, I just ate before I came on the show, like 20 minutes before, and I think it's settling kind of goofy. Oh, it's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me. But it is, but it isn't. Jeanette, the angel of GUFON. Jeanette, welcome to the show. There's David Wilcox, not Wilcock. How you doing? Hey, Marcel sick? What the walk? Oh, Marcel, what are we doing, man? How many times is this guy going to call out sick? No, just kidding. I don't think he's ever missed a show. Samo, speaking of, How you doing, Chief? I'm just giving you a hard time. You're always here. Even when you're not. You're always here. No, I know it's not on purpose. Calm down. Time surfing alien, welcome to the show. McGurk 72. Welcome to the show. Kyle. Hey, you know, how many times do I say Sky Allen, welcome, and then the next name is Derek Faulkner? We did that yesterday. It seems like all the time. Welcome to the show, by the way, LK. Derek Faulkner. And Dan Peters. How you doing, Dan? Good to see you, man. Didn't mean it. I'm a poet and I don't even know. FAP. Rich is on the vendor before any of us. What a dick. I really want to. Brooke is, huh? What are you doing? Welcome to the show. And because he's not here, let's just give a shout out anyway to Marcel, Gufonian Metalhead. Get well, Chief. Get well. Jimmy Mack is back. What's up, Jay? No. Sorry, I don't know why I tried that. Tom Girl with 2 M's are better than 1. How you doing? How you doing? How are you doing? Gyro, good evening. Welcome to GUFON. Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Who's this? Could it? Is it? It is. Alexander Sundergaard. I would love to have been in one of your classes in school. Like, I would have been in your class. And every time they would have said, Alexander Sundergaard. And I'd be like, he's here. Oh, he's always here. Sundergaard. And then every 5 minutes during the class, I'd go, Sundergaard. Just because it's such a cool name. It really is. You have no idea the power in your name. I don't know. Maybe I was a slave to the Sundergaards. Some ancient history. And I feel this loyal, servant-like attitude towards you. It's like I look up to you and I don't even know who you are. Welcome to the show, man. Everybody. Corey42, Pool Player. There you are, 361. Welcome to the show. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. Zach Diecast Montu. Welcome to the show. It means we got a lot of show to do. And we got 2 B's are better than 1. Bob Perkins, everybody. Welcome to the show, B. Alfie Joe Bob. How you doing, Alfie Joe? The AJB. Okay. Well, thanks for coming and coming here at the show. You know, I see some familiar faces in the audience. I mean, did we Hey, Drift Speed, how you doing? Apostate plus T-A-X. There's a lot of bird activity outside. We kind of had some on and off weather today. And there's a, I'll show you. Yeah, I got it on video. Who would have guessed? Let's see if it showed up in the feed here. Yep, I believe we've got it. Here we go. Let me pull this over and show you the new addition to the Giordano family. And I don't want anybody to ask me if they can buy this. I'm not selling. There's my ladies, all my kids. In the rain, they were scouring for food and worms. Remember last year when we had them? They kept crossing in the road and everything, and that one guy just smushed them. You killed 4 of them. I'm kidding. That never happened. I love how little birds sound. They're so cute. I mean, you could hear them from. Look at that. One head behind the other, Ethel. On Dancer, on Prancer, on Dixon, on Blitzen, on Donner, on Jehovah. And come on, get up that little hill, you prick, you. Get up there. There you go. Look at the mother's tail. Get up there, you. Yay. Mommy! Mommy! Shut up. You're going to get us killed. Isn't that adorable? Right outside. Anyway, that was yesterday, I believe. Pretty cool, man. Yeah, we've had, it's rained every day for like the last 10 days. Some violent storms, some just rain and split. But that Sahara sandstorm, that keeps blowing off that African coast or wherever. Where does it come from? Where? It's killing any chances of, organization of any hurricanes forming in the Atlantic. So it's happening again. There's another outburst of dust for the next few days. Not going to go across the whole Atlantic this time, but it's quelling the. Remember how beginning of the year, it's going to be the worst. We've already had a Category 5, earliest ever. Not we, but there's been a Category 5 already. But that's Saharan dust, man. That's disgusting. It happens like a couple times a year. The wind will blow all that dust all the way over here, Florida especially. And you wake up, go drive your car the next day, and you're thinking, wait a minute. This is Florida, man. It was raining yesterday, and where's all the dust coming from? Well, now you know. From Sahara. Did you know all that dust over millions of years built the Bahamas? The islands over there? Right? Is it the Bahamas? Am I mixing it up? Whatever's over there. So tonight, we're going to look at some videos. This is going to be heavy third phase of moon videos because I was doing some research and they had something I needed, and then it turned into they have everything I need. So, and I'm kind of excited. We haven't really gotten into, because they haven't been doing much on third phase of moon, maybe a few videos a month lately, working on other stuff. But anyway, there's a lot of good information out there. I want to go over some of that. You'll see what I'm going to do. I have some videos, some AI transformations of celebrities from young, old. Pretty cool. I might as well show you this first video. It's kind of interesting because you're looking at celebrities hugging and holding themselves when they were young, and it looks like they're really doing it. And for some reason, I cannot rewind this. Huh? All right, that is bizarre. All right, here you go. It's pretty cool what AI is doing. It's scary, though. It's not perfect yet. Oh, but man, it looks good. No music? Oh, this is great. I like how that just pops up while we're playing here. Now, why doesn't this have any volume to it? Oh, it's up here. I can't play that music anyway. So let's mute it up. Paul McCartney. Look at Tom Hanks. I don't know. Who's that? Jet Li? I don't know who that is. Michael J. Look at him. Like they had three. Did you see they had three versions of Michael Jackson because he was actually three different people? Who's this guy? What's his name? Kurt? What's his name? She looked so good back then. Mel Gibson. Who's that? What's his name? The Rock. Lee. Keanu. Harrison. Aw, he loves himself. Hey, yo, look at me, eh? I was like robust and stuff. Yeah, he liked himself when he was younger. Is that Brad Pitticus? Oh my God, he just slapped somebody. I saw that new Bad Boys movie. Terrible. So bad. I watched it to learn how to hate Will Smith even more. And it turned out I wound up hating... who's the other guy in it? I wound up hating him more. He was so bad. He was so awful. The overacting... And well, you can tell there's a difference in acting abilities with Will Smith and who's the other guy? It was a terrible movie. It was just bad. So we can get into this. Let's see what we got here. I am doing a special report that is going to be coming out in August. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make it a members video yet, but I'm doing a Gulf Breeze, Florida UFO hub of the United States type of movie. And Third Phase of Moon has a video here from sightings that happened in Gulf Breeze. Of course, a lot of us remember the Gulf Breeze sightings of the 80s. Was it the 80s? Anyway, check this out. It's right up my alley. And goo.
To all the bookstores, any shopping mall, and if they had a bookstore, I'd run to the counter and pick up this book, The Gulf Breeze Sightings.
All right.
We're going to be going over it in this incredible episode.
Oh, no, I forgot about that.
Some of the evidence in this book, it could be the most controversial hoax ever or the most incredible sighting, along with evidence that we've seen in a long time. There was a series of 6 photos that was captured by Ed Walters on November 20th. On a late evening, he said he saw a star-like object ascend from the sky, and he got a series of incredible photos. Let's take a look at them right now. What I like about these set of photos, you recognize a few things that add to its legitimacy. Notice as a UFO moves behind the cedar tree, it moves from left to right, and at a few moments, you do see that it's actually behind the tree itself. If this was an illusion, it would have to be some sort of manipulation going on, and we don't see that.
Sorry. Let me pull myself up there. I forgot what I was going to say.
In this image where Francis is dodging this beam of light is intriguing. Could it be fake? Absolutely. Could it be superimposed? Because this was, as they say, back in the day. And technology wasn't as advanced as it...
Okay, let me tell you what's going on. I remember now. This is with us talking about the Gulf Breeze sightings. And, you know, the panel members are here. And there's a bunch of evidence that we go over. Not a bunch, but we each get a piece of evidence to talk about. So this light that Doc Skinner's talking about from 1028 Productions was a beam of light that was said to have been right there. Yeah, looks like it was.
Sometimes when you see something...
You say something!
You just have that pull towards it going, there's truth to this. You know, that gut feeling. To that, something that...
Hey, Billy, I know it sounds preposterous. It sounds preposterous when I say the words. But in good faith, I tell you that I ran out in the street, saw this thing going over, and was struck by a blue beam.
That's not
now,
me.
Does the military have some kind of ability to do that? I don't think so. But if they do, I want to know about it. It is our right as Americans to know what we are funding our government to do.
The one with the dog.
Oh no! 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 No.
He pulls over and captures the most astounding photograph that you could imagine.
Now, granted, the images that we see in the book look like they could be made for a TV film or a movie, sci-fi of that nature.
All right. Well, without having to watch this whole thing, because we're not, this got to the point with Ed Walters that when he moved out of that home, I mean, come on, man. No, I'm just going to be like this. All right. When he moved out, the new tenants, the new owners were going into the attic, and they claimed that there were these models in the attic left behind by Ed Walters. And there were models of the UFOs that made him very famous for capturing on Polaroid film or whatever the hell he did. And the funny thing is, and it is funny, when they show the evidence, the models that were supposedly Ed Walters, when you match them up side by side, they're not the same. Not even close, really. Like, Ed Walters has, the video of the UFO, but I'm just using this as an example where there were little symbols. Let's just say they looked like stars. Well, the one that we saw looked like octagons. Yeah. So, something like that. It was just off. Here's some evidence that a lot of people don't know from the Ed Walters or Gulf Breeze sightings. It's a crop circle-ish. Still pretty cool.
Which is a daytime photo showing the grass burnt in a round pattern where this UFO supposedly was. We see that the grass is burnt. It's different from everything else because it's dark and burnt. And it's around 12 feet in diameter. And that's around the good width of a car, a car lane. So
yeah, I guess so.
There's some stuff leaning me in that direction
that's interesting.
Gulf Breeze is real.
All right, I'm next. I don't want to be seen. Here's a picture of it. Come on. I know what it looks like, but it kind of looks real. I always thought it was too good to be true. Ew, get away. I want to look at your sunken in eyes. God. Oh, here he is on Oprah.
Hey, Billy, I know it sounds preposterous. It sounds preposterous when I say the words. But in good faith, I tell you that I ran out in the street, saw this thing going over, and was struck by a blue beam. Now, does the military have some kind of ability to do that? I don't think so. But if they do, I want to know about it. It is our right as Americans to know what we are funding our government to do.
Well, I guess he was in the pool, and the UFO appears. And it's been going on for a while. At this point, I think he's been abducted. He's dealing with all sorts of weirdness around him, he says, missing time and who knows what, abductions. That picture of him with the towel around his waist and going, I want it to stop. Land or stop or get out of here. I've done it. Not to a detailed craft, but to a dot in the sky. You hope it's real. I never had an experience like he did or says he did. But I can imagine being frustrated. If he's being abducted, I guess he really isn't having any conversations with them or anything like that to put him at ease or whatever. But it's interesting. That picture looks, I don't know, it looks real, but it doesn't.
He claims to have been abducted, and in fact, the mayor of his own town, Ed Gray III, has denounced this case as a hoax. I agree for many reasons.
I've never said that I've been abducted. I said
you have never said that.
I have never, quote, read my lips. I have never said that I've been abducted.
No more taxes.
But
all right. I didn't think I'd play any more of that. It's actually pretty good. Anyway, very interesting. Oh, check this out. These are some of the things that, they're too good to be true. People aren't going to believe it. Let me tell you a little bit real quick. It reminds me of the crop circles. This coffee I have it's so good. It's making my mouth over water with anticipation of its next sip. Remember crop circles? They were really popular. Everybody, oh my God, the aliens, they're talking to us through the crops, right? Doug and Dave. Two guys close to 70 with a rope and a board are responsible for all of the crop circles worldwide. They're faked. Let me show you how we do it. And they show us. It's awful looking, right? Well, that's it, John. Seems like crop circles are dead. Well, that's just par for the course with the UFOs and aliens. We always hope that, I guess it's more like having faith in humanity that they're not going to lie and make up stuff like this. But, there's a guy in Florida, I don't even know. Gulf Breeze, is that what they're calling it over there? He was on the Oprah Winfrey show. Can you believe this guy? Says that he recorded, let me play the clip from Oprah.
Ed Walters defends himself in this video.
And any big case that happens across the United States will be ridiculed. And I've heard these same stories, unsubstantiated stories about models and witnesses coming forward over and over, and there's no truth to them.
To dismiss his story, the audience members felt like they were shills, plants, actors, with information to, disperse. Ed stood his ground, and then we had this other gentleman who wanted to debunk him with all this information. And some of the stuff he talked about made me question, but then there's other stuff that makes me go, there couldn't be any other explanation. So one of the things is on this show, they had audience members come up and say, well, me and my friend saw this episode where a little boy found this, or they found this model in the wall of the house he used to live in years before, and this little boy came forward and said, yes, he paid me to help him put all this together and whatnot. Highly feasible. Totally feasible. But it's usually for somebody that wants to make money. And from what I've gathered, Ed hasn't really made any money off this. So it seems like just a really bad investment if it was to be a hoax.
Hey, let me tell you.
When I was an 18-year-old boy, I did get in trouble with the law. But what that has to do with UFOs, only Phil Klass knows. Now, this type of ridicule is the same thing that the government does to virtually every high-profile UFO case.
On the Oprah Winfrey show, He did a really good job. Oprah didn't do a lot of UFOs, but in 2007, I was contacted by the Oprah Winfrey Show to be a possible guest on there with other ufologists at the time. And one of them who was going to be on the show is no longer around. He's in prison. But I warned them about this person, and they, I think, went with him over me. But just to let you know, it's amazing that even the Oprah Winfrey Show is looking for people in ufology. At least back then they were. So it's not out of the norm for something like this to be on Oprah, I guess. Pretty amazing.
It is. It is amazing. It is. It is. Big time. I'll put the link to that episode in the show description when we're done here tonight. But yeah, that person, I didn't want to say his name on there because we were on Third Phase of Moon at the time. That was Stan Romanek, the guy who got in trouble for alleged pedophilia on his computer. Well, not the actual Elia, but he had pedo-ish stuff found on his computer. I should make a mini documentary about what I think really happened with Stan Romanek. And I think his wife played a role in his arrest. I just don't trust her. But what do I know? I'm not living behind those walls. I can only go by what we know. And true. And when I messaged the Oprah Winfrey Show, I said, you know, that guy, Stan Romanek, one of the people that you're having on, he's lying. He's making it up. You can see a string on the video that he's going to show you. I don't think they like that at all. But at this time, we've decided to go another way. Thank you. Blues batteries. Loving the crop circles. Yes. Crop circles. There it is. It showed up finally. Thank you very much. Blues batteries, throwing it down. And I know what you mean, man. I know exactly what you mean. I love them too. Like nobody's business. Speaking of, I get what you're throwing down too. What is he saying? Come on, everybody. Give me 30 seconds of love. The Crop Circle song. We got a request. What are they? Come on.
Why are they?
What do they mean?
What do they mean?
I don't know. What do they mean?
What are they?
What are they?
Why are they?
Why are they? What do they mean? Whisper. What are they, everybody?
Are they harbingers of world change?
All right, that's all you get for now. Too early in the show for Crop Circle song. We usually do that the last third of the hour. Last third of the show. Yeah. What do we got? By the way, thanks Blues Batteries for being a continuing supporter of GUFON. And I forgot. Please help support Truthology for Ufology here at GUFON with a simple super chat or super sticker or even a PayPal or a Cash App. All the links are in the show description to keep Truthology for Ufology alive. And I will do Jesus hands if that's what it takes. So help support Truthology for Ufology. Come on! Or just show up every night. Tell your friends, your family. Subscribe 3 times. I don't care what it takes. All right. Next up in the Ufology follies. Oh, wow. More Gulf. Wait. Yo, whoa. No, we just did that. Get rid of that. Next. All right. So, I put these in a weird order, and now I don't want to do it in the order that I had it. I'm changing the show on the fly. Man, this is risky. This is so risky what I'm doing right now. You guys don't understand. All right, it's not that cool. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. I just don't know what I did. Some of the videos I chose, I don't know why I chose them. Why? All right, here's a good one. This little sighting, I can't believe that this was caught on camera at 25,000 feet on video. What would you do if you saw something like what I'm about to show you? Bring it up, boys. Here it comes in 3, 2, agoo.
A permission granted right here at Third Phase of Moon from the person who shot it in the UK.
Oh.
Let's get to this. A MUFON case.
A MUFON?
Approximately about 1,500 feet in the air, aboard an airliner, something appears that isn't normal. Watch this. We've got the video. It's a MUFON case, and we're looking at this very closely, and we can't figure out what the heck is going on. Can you give us an answer? Here's a good slowed down version, Blake, and look at that. It looks like something you would see back in the day, a flying rod. Is this something that's been newly discovered? MUFON case. Right now, we're trying to figure out exactly what this object could be. I don't think it's a bird or anything kind of shrinking
I think I figured it out.
Sky.
Hold on, let me get
it's
it.
Something that almost looks like a rod, but again, in a weird way, it seems that it goes underneath the wing of the craft itself.
I think I know.
Yeah, it's almost doing an avoidance collision. It's pretty wild, and I like it. It looks almost like it's a piece of machinery and organic at the same time.
Footage of what appears to be something that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, definitely avoidance and collision action going on here. There was an exercise that this thing came too close for comfort as far as I'm concerned to a major passenger airliner, and the way it just did a flyby, looking at it, it came so close you could almost touch it.
We don't see any kind of manipulation, any kind of artifact that would reveal CGI.
I know what that object is.
Footage of something that doesn't make sense in the skies.
I'm going to show you.
Let's get to this. The new video.
No, stop. I want to show you. Look, I'll show you. I know where this came from. Oh, no. It's not in that video either. Get out of here. Maybe it's in this one. Oh, this isn't fair. Okay, it might be right here. Hold on, I think I got it. I'm telling you, I recognize that object. I'm not kidding. You'll see. I've seen that object one time. Once. Hey. That's my intro. Well, that is really interesting. Okay. I think I found it. Hold on. Here we go. I found it. Oh, come on. And don't think I'm weird. Don't think I'm weird because of where I seen it. Because it makes sense that third phase of moon would have had this UFO video. You see it? You see it? Now look what object it is. You ready? Here we go. It's this object that Apollo, Blake's future wife, is holding. It's that. I knew I recognized it. See, look. See? I told you, I figured it out. Thanks for giving me 5 minutes to show you. They hoaxed it. No, I'm kidding. That's not even funny. That's not funny at all. It is funny, but not really. Yeah, you guys didn't know? I think they're getting married. I don't know when, but they are engaged. Yes, sir. Probably in a year, maybe 6 months. Within a year. I know. It's crazy, right? They make a great couple, though. A couple of kids. I can't believe I'm going to be an uncle. I just can't believe it. Well, she's going to have a kid, right? Oh, we're going to have little Blakes running around? Little bees. Ha ha, man, that's going to be wild. All right, let's get back to work. Shall we? Remember Gary McKinnon, the guy who hacked into NASA and saw the UFO stuff? Well, Jay Anderson from Project Unity has this from Gary McKinnon. A NASA photographic expert said that there was a building 8 at Johnson Space Center where they regularly airbrushed out images of UFOs from the high-resolution satellite imaging. I logged on to NASA and was able to access this department. They had huge, high-resolution images stored in their picture files. They had filtered and unfiltered or processed and unprocessed files. I almost knocked over the bee water again. He says, my dial-up 56K modem connection was very slow, trying to download one of these picture files. And as this was happening, I had remote control of their desktop. And by adjusting it to 4-bit color and low screen resolution, I was able to briefly see one of these pictures. It was a silvery, cigar-shaped object with geodesic spheres on either side. There were no visible seams or riveting. Well, what the hell's this? There were no reference to the size of the object, and the picture was taken presumably by a satellite looking down on it. The object didn't look man-made or anything like what we've created because I was using a Java application. I could only get a screenshot of the picture. It did not go into my temporary internet files. At my crowning moment, someone at NASA discovered what I was doing and I was disconnected. There it is. That's the UFO. You know what that looks like? It looks like a charging thing. You plug it into your phone. That's what they look like. And it goes on the bottom of your phone to recharge it. You can get like one full charge out of it. It looks just like that recharger. Pretty cool, if legit. What if Gary McKinnon's a whole bunch of lies? Wouldn't that stink? See, that's the difference. When you hear Gary McKinnon talk and when you hear David Grush or Corbell speak, they don't sound as confident. Sound scripted. Like, I've been waiting to talk about this for a long time. It's not something we just found. It's something we created. And you know what I mean? It's like, ugh. So, from the King Milkfart Harassment Archives, we got a little Lue news for you. Yeah, Lue Elizondo, the biggest shill in all of ufology, right behind anyone else. That doesn't make sense. Let's see what he's saying. Lue Elizondo saying, I may consider creating some sort of new evidence. No, let me start over. I may consider creating some sort of new enclave where everybody who's been following this and has been really proactive and helpful and part of the conversation can still be a part of it. What we'll do is we'll just kind of clip off all the fringe people over here that have been nothing but antagonistic and let them wallow. He thinks that's us. If you don't believe in Lue Elizondo, screw you. Lue Elizondo from 2022 speaking of creating a new social media enclave of helpful people and clipping out antagonistic people. How would this be accomplished? Do you know what he wants? Do you know what he wants? He wants to get rid of free speech. Lue is now he's a socialist. He's a commie. If that's, I didn't think that he was. How treasonous of him. Segregate people because they don't think like him. We're only going to have the people here who think like us, who believe what we believe, and who don't go against what I say. Got it? And we're not going to call it a platform. We're going to call it an enclave. Yeah? Yeah. What a horse shit. Stupid thing to do. You know, in an enclave.
I don't put it past me. I may consider creating a some sort of new enclave where everybody who's been following this and that's been really proactive and helpful and part of the conversation can still be part of it. What we'll do is we'll just kind of clip off all the fringe people over here that have been nothing but antagonistic. And
did you hear what he said? Listen to this. This is how much of a, I believe, I'm saying that in my belief, I think Lue is a little bit racist. He wants to segregate and what does he want? A dictatorship? How dare you have that flag folded behind you? How dare you act like you want to be transparent when all you want to do is segregate and compartmentalize those things that you want to keep secret. You piece of shit. Listen.
Some sort of new enclave where everybody who's been following this and has been really proactive and helpful and part of the conversation can still be part of it.
Yeah, anybody who's been, proactive and helpful and do what I tell them to do, you can still be a part of it. Yeah, we'll let you, is what he's saying. We'll let you be a part of it. We're going to allow it, but
what we'll do is we'll just kind of clip off all the fringe people over here that have been nothing.
We'll get rid of the people who have other ideas.
But antagonistic, and let them wallow and lay in that little kiddie pool that they.
See, that's the funny thing about him. You see how he has to cut us down? Go play in the kiddie pool. Why? Because we're not out there lying to the public like you. Why? You want to segregate us and compartmentalize everything and just keep it all to yourself and those who think like you? Hey, so far, so bad. You're losing. His way is don't you see, fellas and ladies and all those in between? When they start bringing that side of ufology into the real world, it ruins everything. Everything these people touch, everything Elizondo touches, turns to shit. So look at the country. right now. We're barely hanging on, hoping that our Savior will help us. Yeah, and it is Trump. Sorry to say. I don't mind my country being run like a business to where I have extra money in my pocket. You know? Give a shit. Let Trump say and do whatever he does as long as he does the country right. And that's what I care about. If Biden was Trump, I'd think the same thing. But this guy, Elizondo, he wants to take away free speech. Now, we're just going to bring in the people that think like us, so we don't have anything to talk about. So when we come in here and say, how's everything going today? Great. What'd you learn? A lot of good stuff. We learned a lot of good stuff. Yeah, me too. What'd you learn? Same stuff as yesterday. Nothing's changed. Oh, I know. Yeah. What about you? Oh, same thing. Yeah, everything's great. Nothing's changed. I mean, we're on course just like we said we would be. Are we? Aren't we? Well, we're not allowed to ask questions. So, yeah, everything's great. Is it? Don't ask. Can't ask it. No, I'm serious. Is it great? You want to talk about it? Yeah, I do. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. 2 treasonous thugs sitting here talking about making change and have other ideas. Who's that? Dun 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 dun. Lue. Dun 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 dun. Elizondo. Lue is talking about something else. Well, sir, we were just wondering if we're doing the right thing. And what were you talking about? Oh, I was just listening. If you are talking about change, if you are listening to that talk without stopping it, you are part of it. We only talk about what I want to talk about here. You got it? This is my enclave. My Lue Elizondo cave. Get it? Did he think it's a cave? What? I didn't say cave, I said enclave. Any questions? Don't raise your hand if you want to leave here tonight. And that's just being friends with Lue and, just going along with what Lue wants. God, what a psycho. Well, listen to this. I mean, this is complete and utter bullshit. He should be ashamed. I can't believe this clip isn't going viral.
Put it past me. I may consider creating a some sort of new enclave where everybody who's been following this and has been really proactive and helpful and part of the conversation can still be part of it. What we'll do is we'll just kind of clip off all the fringe people over here that have been nothing but antagonistic, and let them wallow and lay in that little kiddie pool that they've made for themselves, and we'll just continue doing what we do.
You're gonna keep continuing ruining ufology? Wow. Woo! I love just go poof. Ooh, poof. Ooh, poof. I love poof. Poof. Next up. No, that Elizondo. See that way of thinking? Isn't that so that side of ufology? That is so like them. We're just going to get rid of anybody who has another idea or thought. There you go. We get rid of those people because they're antagonistic. How dare they think something different than what we think, what I think. What a freaking rack of lamb that guy is. Man, what a horse ass. What an ass he is. I mean, you can't see it? Isn't it obvious? That's why that's a clip. That's why somebody posted that clip. You want to see aliens? I'm going to show you aliens tonight. Yeah. Not the Moomy Doomies. The Moomy Doomies. Not now. But could these be real aliens? Third Phase of Moon says, we don't know. That's what I said earlier. It's a full...
Genuine. They are very interesting. It's the first time I've seen them. So we're looking to find out where did these come from. We want to get to the source of these. So I'm sure once we post this up, we're going to get a lot of information coming in. And that's why we do this. We want to find out what's going on around the world and then kind of follow up from the people that gives us the information and pretty much squash the stories if they need to be squashed, and maybe follow up on the stories if we still haven't found out what it is. So we're getting a lot of information, asking you, the public, what's going on.
What it
and I want to
is.
ask you, do you see that image to the right? It looks like we have two beings, but the one to the right has that definitely small...
Yeah, Blake, look at that. He's got his mouth agape and his eye.
Is this it right here? This? His mouth is agape. It is. Look at that. It's agape. Great word. I used it the other day.
Eyes kind of seem focused. Is this some sort of stunt? Could these just be mannequins and set up for a photo op? Still, they're kind of unique. I've never seen these kind of alien models on the market. These seem something that I've never seen before. Look at that one on the left there. Oh wow, this is interesting. There's those two beings, I guess.
Wait a minute. Isn't this that infamous one that I've seen in like 80 thumbnails just this year alone? I don't know what the hell's going on here, but I thought I had... Oh, here's the one I wanted. I didn't want to talk about that. I wanted to talk about the next video they got here. All right. Well, anyway, it was still... Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Are we looking at paintings? I'm not... it's weird.
Aliens put in a position where you get to see the feet. Usually they're from the torso up. It's interesting that we're seeing the feet, but...
Did he say Philip Corso?
This is a much clearer photograph of the two beings, and I'm going to push it up a little closer so we could make out the detail, and it's pretty interesting. You could see the blur through the windshield, and I believe whatever these beings are, they're actually out there. They're not like put in via Photoshop or anything. They seem to be actually in place.
Wait, what's going on here? I'm very confused, instantly confused. I never noticed this before, but why do we have this picture? And then the next one we see, is it a computer render of what he thinks it is, or is this a real picture? Because you see how the blur is now reversed. So I'm thinking they're showing us what it could look like, but I didn't hear that verbalized yet. Did anybody?
We could make out the detail, and it's pretty interesting. You could see the blur through the windshield, and I believe whatever these beings are, they're actually out there. They're not like put in via Photoshop or anything. They seem to be actually in place.
Could that be somebody in a costume? Look at that.
Absolutely, I think so. But he does have more stories of his encounter where apparently he's like, I don't know. We need to find out more. But here's outside of his vehicle. Appears to me that he states that these beings were trying to, open this lever, or I don't know, get into his vehicle. And apparently there's like some footprints that are surrounding the area outside his vehicle. We're going to pull up those photographs.
They look like hoof prints.
And here's one of them.
What are we looking at? I don't know. Oh, is that a claw? Here's the foot, and then it's like a claw foot, right? Yeah. Oh, wait. It comes out here. Oh, I see. And then it's got little ridges like ruffles. Ruffles have ridges.
It could be easily made. Definitely. Yeah. Could it be a hoax, what we're looking at here? But look at the feet.
Well, I don't understand why an anthill has already formed in the middle of the foot.
They're definitely some strange characteristics.
You got 3
of a
toes.
footprint.
It looks like you got one long toe and then these 2 side toes to support the feet. But again, anybody could go in there, etch it with their hands, and then easily create these footprint. But he sees. I guess that there's some investigation, and there's a series of footprints that seem to come and go from the area, and there is no other, human footprints around it. So that's kind of interesting. But this photograph from within the car.
Nope. Not buying it. Nope, not at all, kids. Hey, what am I doing here? What are we doing? Oh, is that Uranus? Mars?
Kilometers in the atmosphere, high up in the clouds. On Venus.
Who?
And if that's true, that means in that hostile environment,
who are you looking
it's
at?
Saying that life could
I got
pretty
the same
much
hat on.
Pop up just
How
about
much older
anywhere.
I look.
And we see that here on Earth near the deep volcano.
All right, shut off. Nobody wants to hear you. Got enough of you. All right, let's move it on up to the east side. Whoa, another alien for the books. Here we go. I think I just saw Dave Scott on here. The hell? All right, you ready? In 5, 4, hurry, 3, go, 2, 1.
Let's get to Richard Giordano and get his opinion right away.
No.
So, got the picture of this alien. I am blown away by it.
Hey.
And it's hard to blow me away because we went through the aliens that kind of looked like mannequins in early 2000s. We saw them up by a fence with the infrared, and they're blinding it's blinding their eyes, and they're trying to cover their eyes. If you guys remember those.
Oh, yeah.
Those kind of.
Oh, no. Go back. God, that was when I was last healthy, I think. Look, do you know why they're covering the eyes here? Anyone? They didn't use a flash, friends and family. That's from the infrared of the camera. It looks like a flashlight to the aliens. These are the Jaime Maussan mummies. These are the original Mummy Doomies from 2011, 10, 5, I don't know, somewhere around there.
If you guys remember those kind of looked real, but almost like mannequin-ish, mannequin-esque, I guess. Dummies. But
Mummy Doomies.
This one, it's a photograph taken by a police officer, a trained observer, maybe not of aliens and UFOs, but he can definitely, describe what he saw better than most people. He knows how to observe something, and he saw this thing, this police officer.
Now look at that. Does that look real? Yes, it does. Could it be fake? No. Yes, it can. No. Why? It's real. It does look real, but it could be a costume. Look at the way he's standing. Kind of has like interesting looking legs if this is real and not a mannequin. Now, it looks like the arm is somewhat, and you can see he's like in the trees and underneath this tree, but almost on the edge he is on the edge, or she, to where the sun is still going to, maybe hit the arm like we see here in the shoulder and light up down here by the foot and maybe the front part of the leg knee. All I know is we don't know. Capiche? We don't know. Understand? We don't.
Not a citizen, not just a regular citizen, a trained observer saw this and took a picture of it.
So let's transition and get some more opinions in regards to this incredible photograph. Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, what's your thoughts?
Now, I have had a couple of moments to take a serious look at this photograph that you provided of this alien that looks to the forest. Now, as an experiencer and a journalist who's used to...
Look at a 3, right? Is that 3-dig? It looks like we got a 3-digiter. And is the toe up? Does this look like a velociraptor toe? You know, click, click.
To investigating stories, I have a lot of time to try and put things together. I try to look at all different angles to what I am actually looking at. When I look at this photo, I can tell that it has been enhanced by certain lighting that we could bring up through the computer. There's a couple of things that stand out for me. If I was going from a real skeptical side, this creature looks a lot like the creature from the movie Signs. The face is a little bit different, but the slender body and the color and skin tone is very much the same. The other thing that caught my attention about this creature was on its right knee, just above it. It almost looks like there is wrinkles like pants would have, or tight pants that have been pulled up a little too far. And that kind of made me look at it and say, well, is this really true? However, from an experiencer point of view, I'm a little bit baffled by this.
Pants being pulled back? This wispiness thing? And because the sun is leaking in through the leaves of the tree and the branches, as we can see this tree in the foreground, which is only several feet by the alien. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely fascinating, the connections and
anyway,
different opinions.
Let's hear what Preston Dennett has to say. How cool. Hey, Preston, welcome to GUFON.
Well, there's a high percentage of police officers among UFO witnesses. It's the nature of their job, I think. And I know there's one case which took place in Alabama to Officer Jeff Greenhaw, who photographed a silver-suited figure. There's also a case which took place in Yorkshire, England in the late 1980s to Officer Philip Spencer. It's the famous Ilky Moore alien photograph.
Dinty Moore.
When I heard about this case of another police officer photographing an ETA, I was intrigued to say the least. And looking at the photograph, I don't know. It looks like a gray. I can say that for sure. This is actually tracked down to a video, which I saw. It's about 3 seconds long. The backstory is that this was taken by a police officer who was called to a local park to investigate a person loitering there. What the video actually shows is 3 people sitting down. One guy's eating an apple, and a lady is taking cell footage. Apparently hears something, and this gray figure passes between 2 trees. And I'm a bit on the fence about it. What I do find most interesting about it is that the ET itself is very accurate to how people describe grays in a number of details, such as this thing has very thin legs and arms. It's not wearing any clothes, apparently, or perhaps a very tight jumpsuit. It's got large, dark eyes, big bald head.
Yeah, big bald head. Keep going.
Looks like there's 4 fingers on its hand, 3 fingers on the thumb. This is more clear in the video.
Where are those other fingers? Are they missing or are they missing?
So yeah, real or fake, the details are absolutely accurate, but I'm going to remain on the fence with this one until I can talk to the witnesses themselves.
Smart move, PD. Smart. Anyway, that was years ago. We're still waiting for that report. Isn't that fun? Isn't this great? All these people want to believe so badly, but we can't. You know why? Because we have been duped too many times. It hurts. It hurts. When you put your soul on the line every single time Corbell comes out with a new video, you're like, is this the one? And then you're just let down and it's not the one. And you're like, well, when are we going to get the one? And it's never going to happen. then I sit here every night and I want to make us happy. I want to come up with some good videos. It's never going to happen. All right, let's move on. Shall we? I'm all right. I'm all right. Nobody worry about me. You gotta get me right. All right, here we go. So I wanted to show you this video because I thought this looked like the one I thought I was going to find earlier. You know, earlier in the show, when we first started, I was talking about the thumbnail and how, oh, that was a weird itch, on how on the Monday Night Football game, people saw a UFO, which turned out to be a new kind of blimp with a big TV on it. I'm not so sure, but anyway, this kind of reminds me of it, and I want to share it with you. Where'd it go? Oh. Dun, 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 dun. 3, 2, for you. Is it a balloon? Is it an aeroplane? Is it a kite? Is it a humanoid? Is it a blimp? Is it a drone? Could it be a submarine? What's up? It's a sky marine. It's a sky marine. Look at that thing. What is it? It's big. It's about a 40 to 1,000 feet. I don't know. But it's got a blinking lights. It's a fire, Hector.
Anon123 submitted this video. He uploaded it October 4th, and he captured it over Los Angeles. Right now, we're looking at this.
Los Angeles, that's humanoid.
It's a little closer.
It's a jetpack man.
Be getting a zoomed up version of the video, and I would have to say it resembles a blimp, but it's definitely strange to have this.
I know it's the angle, but that doesn't resemble anything.
Bright light within the middle of this blimp. Is this some kind of a secret experiment or some experimental craft?
Yeah, that's it.
It seems to turn and show itself. It almost looks like a flying saucer, a translation.
It looks like a flying saucer with a big light in the center. Right? Look at that thing. Come on. I mean, there's no way we could tell what that is.
Lucent one. Yeah, you could tell how.
All right. I mean, tell me what it is. Anybody? Blinking penis? No, Paul. Could have been. You know it's a real UFO when the music plays. The music always plays on third phase of moon. It's in fun here today. Thanks, y'all. It's fun here today. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, that's what happens when I'm not sick. Bee Gees and these coons, how much they love me. Huh? See, this is hard. The music make it real. Yes, Paul, we got it. Drone. That's the only thing it could be, Paul. I mean, Firestorm. I mean, Fur 3 Norm. That's the only thing it can be. Can? Unless you're Paul and you think it's a penis. Yep. It's got all the FAA lights, so it's a blimp. Thanks, Ozzy. It is. It's gotta be a blimp of some kind, but we don't know what kind it is. It's just a blimp that is out of focus. And that's what you got here, guys and gals, and everybody in between. You got an out of focus BL imp. Got it. Get out of here. Let's move on, shall we? Oh, this is a good sighting. No, wait. Is this a good one or is it a bad one? Oh, this is a good one. Oh, yeah, nobody's going to figure this one out. Nobody will. Because I can't. Nobody does it better. Makes me feel bad for the rest. Do, do, do. Nobody does it quite the way you do. Third phase of moon.
For sharing this video with us. We're going to have all the links down below in the description. Appreciate all the submissions. Permission granted to Third Phase Moon. Now, let's get to the next video right now.
Thank you.
So driving in southern England on the A303, coming from sort of Wincanton to Mere area, we noticed there's lights in the sky at about 5 o'clock on Halloween 2020. Now, I thought it looks like, from a naked eye, lots of little dots, little lights.
What is it?
Whereas my girlfriend thought it was just one solid beam.
What is it?
As you can see, it's just hovering there in the sky. And then sort of we got this footage, but then very quickly it just disappeared. If anyone's got any explanation as to what it is, because as far as I'm...
Because it wasn't in the story, Todd. It wasn't in the story. I looked for that Gary McKinnon picture, man.
concerned, it's a UFO. So we got some more footage.
Let me double check.
Again, we sort of zoomed in. It's quite grainy, but you can clearly see there's just some lights or light floating in the air, and it was in a single place the whole time. It didn't move. It didn't fly around. It just hovered there or flicker or anything. Just very strange. If anyone's got an explanation what it could be, I'd love to know. As far as I'm concerned, little green men came.
Be fucking drones. Because
It's something to do with Halloween.
that's what I'm thinking. Could be drones.
It looks like words.
Right, we just watched the video. We're going to take a closer look. I want to thank Tash Minto for allowing us to share this with you. Again, this was captured on Halloween in Wiltshire near Stonehenge. Now, what the heck is going on? Do you think Stonehenge and this glowing object is related? There have been so many reports.
No Gary McKinnon pics.
In and around the Stonehenge area. What's your thoughts? This was captured and coming in from...
And they wouldn't show him. It's top secret.
From Tash Minto, he says he's driving back from Devon, where he spotted a massive bright light in the sky, and on the left of A303, it was an orange and bright artificial light. He says his partner said he may have seen multiple lights around it, but this one solid beam and this hue around it, left to right, he didn't know what it was. He said the light was very...
This is interesting, but this could be a blimp. Yep, that's the only thing this can be, or it's a light ship of some kind. Yeah. No light
very stationary, and the clouds weren't moving.
See, what I like is when people automatically, and I used to do this, they used to say, oh, it's a blimp, without knowing. How do you know it's a blimp? Because I've seen them many times look like that, and so have I. However, this one is not moving that fast. It doesn't fill all the lines of the check boxes of what a blimp would be.
He says
I don't
they
know.
filmed it for approximately 3 minutes, and then it just disappeared.
And why would a blimp be there? And where's the flashing FAABCD lights?
He's asking, can anybody explain
No flashing lights.
What the heck is this? Yeah.
This is a legitimate UFO for now.
Yeah,
well,
that's what,
since 2020.
What we're asking right now. I want to get your thoughts in the live premiere. What's going on? We're seeing these strange lights. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Stonehenge lights up again. I know a couple years ago we received videos the night of the solstice.
From Stonehenge? Says a lot right there. Don't know what it is. But I don't know what. But I know I love you. over 100 encounters. This Australian man has the video. Oh no, that's not for today. Oh, this is good. I like this one. A UFO hides in a thunderstorm cloud. Wait, what is this? Hold on a second. Where did this come from? Huh. Let me show you this.
We're going to go to Northrop Grumman, Mission.
We'll come back.
I don't know closer. You could maybe. This is reflection, Blake. We separate what's reflection.
Look at the one on top
flare.
there, Blake. You saw that the thunder and the lightning.
You could actually see the people on the ground. People see strange clouds in the skies all the time, but again, you're looking at this. People are actually stopping on the streets to take photographs and video of this event. This is not a regular kind of cloud formation. People's got very big interest in what's going on in the video here.
Yeah, when you look at it, there's this close encounter where people do notice it, and they brought that up in the chat. Even the person, Blakely, that captured this said he saw strange lights.
Remember, we see him right there. Exactly. So here's a still photograph, and then when you see the video, right here, there's something to the upper left that shoots right into the cloud. Is this some kind of craft, possibly harnessing the energy from this activity?
Wait a minute. Did you see what I saw? This doesn't look real. This is... did you see it wobbling? Like it was placed there. It didn't look right. Watch.
Kind of craft, possibly.
I mean, come on. And then is the cloud here or is it here? Because it just disappears right here. In the way it moved, it looked fake.
Into the cloud. Is this some kind of craft?
Look at
possibly,
that. And then where'd it go? It disappeared right here. Sorry, Jackson. The cloud's over here. Unless, guys, the sun is on this side, and it's very obviously the sun is set, but it's the shadow, I think. It goes into the shadow of this. That's probably what it is. But the way it moved looked stupid.
Kind of craft, possibly
bullshit.
Harnessing the
That's
energy
fake.
from this activity.
You can't convince
Some people
me.
may claim that
I'm not even going to watch that. That's fake. I want to see what happens. I'm curious now.
Storm clouds are basically magnets for UFO activity. They harness the energy, but is this what's been captured in this video?
Yeah, I'm looking at everything in the surrounding area, and I'm picking up on a bunch of light coming in from different directions. Could it be bottom light from the traffic, creating maybe a lens flare activity, creating an illusion of a UFO up there? I'm glad that we're focusing in on this object, and it kind of bounces, kind of the way it would when it's reflecting from something off the ground, like a car.
Or a motorcycle. Yeah, definitely I can see what you're saying.
That's amazing. They're actually talking about how weird it moved. See? And people get on third phase of moon all the time. And they 99.9% of the time, they will say the right thing. And if they said the wrong thing, it's either because it was an accident or they didn't know. You guys want to pick on them and say they're bullshit and all this. Go ahead, say what you want. I know better. But the thing is, this isn't a UFO. There's just no way. And I think these guys get that.
Saying here, Brent. And again, here's the still frame of the lightning exploding in the clouds. And we're going to get to the close-ups of what people are talking about. A strange object there entering the cloud itself. We're going to play that again. Let's get a closer look. And you can see this light formation.
Yeah,
it kind of dissipates. But then again, can we separate what's reflection?
Look
or
at the one on
lens
top
flare?
there, Blake. You saw that motorcycle pull in, or a little scooter.
That's a lens
flare. And then you see
flare.
that light above it. It kind of reacted
flare.
the same way.
It's a lens flare. Okay, I got to go to the next one. This one's really weird.
5 days ago, April 17th. Control Center. This was captured about 5 days ago, April 17th, 2019. As you can see, they're about to launch a rocket into outer space, but what's really weird is there's something that seems to be spying on the rocket launch, and this just doesn't last for a few minutes, a few seconds. This goes on through the whole broadcast, in and out, as they kind of cut the feed. Whatever this strange object is, hovered in the skies, zigzagging kind of back and forth behind the tower. We're getting a close-up on it. I'm speeding it up just a little bit so we could get some kind of more motion to it. Like I said, this stretches out for quite a long time. We're going to share the original link. You could take a look at it for yourself. And right now, this is one of those.
All right, what the hell's this? Anybody know what this is? This is, I thought this was some sort of like a wind thing. Like it can tell the direction of the wind, just like, I know they've got all that stuff there. I get it. But nothing is better than a plastic bag on a pole. I don't know what that thing is. It's got to have a logical explanation, unless that's a UFO that just keeps zigzagging the same exact pattern, in essence, and not going any further than 10 feet away from the tower. It's got to be tethered.
UFO videos that kind of leaves you scratching your head. Moments before the rocket launch, this thing is basically just kind of standing by. Yeah, look at that, Blake. It kind of leaves a trail around its movements.
Oh, that's
pixelating. Seems to dart in around that tower over there. I'm trying to look at it, see, is this going behind?
It is there. You can see the shadow right here. You can see when it moved, it created a shadow there. So this is not CGI. Watch. You'll see it again.
Over there. I'm trying to look at it, see, is this going behind the tower? I think it is.
There it goes again.
Yeah, we're looking at it closely as best as we can. Obviously,
creates a shadow effect right here.
Could it be some kind of maybe a weather device trying to test the wind? And this is just some kind of weather apparatus to make sure that it's good for a launch. Yeah, I'm looking at that and I'm wondering what this thing's tethered to. And it seems to be going in and out in the same kind of vicinity of where it could be, like it could maybe be strapped onto something. But look at these movements.
This is as far as it goes. Okay, we'll put this right here.
The way that it's just like floating there and darting back.
Let's see if it comes back to it.
In kind of unconventional style. It's very curious.
Oh, come on.
Absolutely. And again, could it just be a drone capturing whatever is about to happen, the rocket launch? But its performance in the sky is very peculiar indeed. And when we get a closer look at it, I don't see any kind of tethering device.
No.
It definitely doesn't seem like it's connected to the tower itself. It's bouncing in and out. Could it be just maybe, I don't know, I'm speculating, a bug on the lens of the camera itself? Yeah, it's a good call, Blake. That's something definitely that we should bring up, because we've seen these kind of anomalies with cameras that are
creating a shadow
outside. They do have the elements where a bug could land on the lens, and it's just maybe creeping and crawling back and forth. But that's kind of weird that it's...
What do you guys think? Drone, it may be. A windsock, that's what I was thinking. Something like that. I don't know. Drift Speed says it's a ball on a wire between the two towers, so helicopters don't fly into the wire. I would assume that would be logical. I mean, I don't know. Why would it go there? Why would a helicopter be in this area? I don't know. And you know, it's NASA. They're not. I don't think they have helicopters flying around NASA, right? I don't know anything. I don't know. I like it that it's a windsock.
Right? Because what bug would keep being in the same pattern over and over for an hour on a lens of
a bug that's got heat stroke? All right. I think I'm all bugged out on that. Could be a ball on a wire. It could be a lot of different things, kit and caboodles. Bob Lazar says the whole UFO enigma is suppression of extremely advanced technology and suppression of unknown science. Really? I hate Bob Lazar. Don't you just hate him?
You're telling me there's a different physics.
That's interesting,
that was
Richard.
Your job. You were working on that.
Hey, Bob.
Science was something we were trying to figure out.
It's just something we're trying to figure out.
But we knew
how
the devices
would
operate. For instance, the propulsion of the craft. Everything that we have, whether it's a propeller plane or a jet or a rocket, it throws something out the back, either high-speed exhaust or a large volume of air. It's an action-reaction force. The action is you throw something out the back and it moves you forward. That's how everything works. This is the first time there's a craft it's a reactionless craft. It's a field propulsion craft. And what it does is it creates a distortion in space and time in front of it, where space actually bends.
It's just technology that doesn't exist yet. I mean, you're talking about science doesn't even know what gravity is, much less how to produce it or control it.
True.
And here is a device that's producing it and controlling it.
Put a bowling ball in the middle of your bed, and then a foot in front of it, take your fist and push down on the mattress. Bowling ball will roll towards it. And that's exactly how the craft works. It creates a distortion right in front of it, and the craft falls forward.
So there's a different physics that we're not...
Well, the science that explains how the technology works. I mean, it's all encompassed as one thing, alien technology and science.
What is the big picture? What is the takeaway of your story after you're gone? You're not a rebel kid with a jet car at Los Alamos today. Today's a different Bob Lazar, right?
Right.
What have we learned? What's the message of your story?
The big thing is the suppression of extremely advanced technology and the suppression of unknown science. That's it.
God, he is something, isn't he? Could aliens, possible humanoid shape signal they are future humans? Didn't we hear Rose Cuckold talk about that yesterday? Yeah, News Nation. Oh, yeah. All right, I want to hear this. I haven't heard this yet. I think this is Rose. Could aliens be from the future? Are they future us? See, he thinks that we're going to get bigger eyes, lose our ears, the ability to speak, and mind read. And we'll get weak. Machines will do all the work for us. We work in there is no work. We just survive off whatever the machines make for us. Well, who's keeping the machines going? The machines. So what do they do for you in the future? They make all the food. They clean the streets. They recycle everything. Yeah. When you go to the bathroom, it separates it and you use that water again, shower, drinking, whatever. Yeah. Oh no, that's the future. But it wouldn't be a future with big-eyed, gray, no-eared aliens with little tiny lips, no hair, and 3'11". No. Because that would have to be millions of years into the future if you go by Rose Cuckold's assessment of what the aliens really are. It's us from the future. Dude, if it's us from the future, it's got to be millions of years in the future for our DNA to change to where we look like a gray. Come on. He's really trying to keep the narrative. He really loves his job. That's what it is. Rose Cuckold loves his job so much, He literally is saying and doing anything to keep it.
New theory is generating buzz this morning, and it all has to do with
It's not a new theory.
aliens and time travel. News Nation special correspondent Ross Colhart dives into the theory that aliens are actually future humans during his latest episode of News Nation's Reality Check podcast. And Colhart asked the question, why do aliens have a human shape?
If you look at these gray aliens, they seemingly have a form consistent with the continued evolution of these traits, namely an increase in brain size, mediolateral expansion, what we call...
That's not Rose Cuckold speaking. That's an American.
Neurocranial globularity, a continued reduction and retraction of our...
Am I right? That is not Rose Cuckold speaking. What happened? Listen, that's not him.
Mid and lower facial anatomy, smaller ears.
He goes, and when we've got small ears, he's got a hard accent. This guy sounds like us.
More intelligence.
Okay, joining me now, News Nation special correspondent Ross Colhart. Ross, thanks for joining us on this Monday morning. In that clip that we were just playing there, I believe you were chatting with Dr. Masters. Break down this theory for us. What exactly
that was Dr. Masters
hypothesizing there?
So Dr. Michael Mastersbrook is a professor of biological anthropology at the Montana Tech University in Butte, Montana. And he's come up with this theory that when you look at the classic description of aliens, they're always humanoid. They've always got two eyes, they've got two arms, they've got two legs.
Because it's all bullshit. Or maybe because it's the best creation and the most, I don't know why we are. You think we would be more like apes, right? Apes are so much stronger. But if we could have their body with our minds, well, it almost happened. But the strength of 10 men, forget about it.
And he looks, as a scientist, at the biological improbability of beings in other parts of the universe developing exactly those same...
Can he wipe his bottom lip? It's always soaking wet with anticipation of his own next words. He just can't contain himself.
Kind of characteristics. And it's very, very unlikely. The reality is that whatever they are, they're probably related to us, and that's his theory. His theory is that they are perhaps future humans, that we've evolved into these big-headed grey creatures, perhaps in a new world after some catastrophe or apocalypse, and that what we've done is adapt to the new environment. And he's also just recently published a new paper suggesting that whatever these beings are,
we adjusted. Okay. So the world gets annihilated and then something happens to where we evolve into the grays. And somehow, some way that makes us really smart to where we start inventing stuff to where we can get off the planet. I mean, how does that work? We lose a finger and a toe. I'm a little confused. We lose a couple of things. We lose our height. We lose our muscle, right? So you mean all those years we were hiding underground trying to survival of the fittest because of the apocalypse, we wound up getting weaker and smaller with bigger eyes and a thinner... No, come on, man. It's the opposite of that. Richard, you said it yourself. It's millions of years into the future. Oh, that's true. True. Very, very, very difficult for me to believe. I can't buy into it, especially coming from him.
They could actually be living amongst us as crypto-terrestrials.
Well, he really liked that one, huh? Look how happy he is. Looks like he just ate the mouse. Or the bird. Which one? The canary? The canary ate the mouse. No, the mouse got eaten by the canary. No, the bird... The freaking cat ate the mouse and the bird. That's what he looks like. He's happy he ate it. He's probably still got it in his mouth snout. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. Get him out of here. No more Rose Cuckold, please. 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 No, I can't do Greer. You want to see this? We never really... Oh. No. This is 8 years old. I want to see Dr. Gary Nolan beat the shit out of that anaconda thing. Check this out. Let's just watch it. Just have some fun. Well, yeah.
Continued to study consciousness and contact.
Okay.
And decades later, it seems he would be the doctor called upon first to examine a very unusual body.
This came to us in the last couple of years, and there's a man who runs an institute in another country that I cannot talk about.
It's always somebody in another whereabout place who I can't tell you who, in a school that can't tell you anything. It's just I got this information from a guy who knows a guy.
But he came into possession of a little creature. It is...
See, that's what bothers me. From the get-go, you've already got issues. Can't tell us who. I mean, don't you think that would lend so much credibility as to who gave him this thing? God. It really bothers me. It makes me think that he manufactured it to make it look real. And if anybody finds out who this person is, well, we'll find out what he does for a living or for a hobby. Maybe he's an artist. You know, maybe, just maybe, he stuffs animals. What do they call those guys? No, not magicians. I'm going to go get my pet stuffed. What do they call that, Joe? They call it, what is the, damn it? Hello, Ms. DJ. All right, let's watch. I want to see what Gary P. Nolan says about that. I never really listened to the whole thing. I want to see if this is it. Shh, because supposedly it's debunked. See, if Greer tells us it's Donnie Aiello, right? And we look up a Donnie Aiello and we find out he works for NASA. Or he's the guy who created on how to make artificial bones, you know, something like that. I know we'll find it. And it'll debunk this whole 6-inch tall anaconda thing, whatever it is. Anaconda, addictomy. It's an addictomy.
It is humanoid. It does not look human.
Yeah, it does. That looks human. It just got a taller head, but do you see what he did right there? He's telling us it doesn't look like a human, but it does. It sure as heck fire. It looks more human than non-human. Would you agree with that? The rib cage, the face, the eyes, the hands, the arms, the legs, oh my, the torso too. They all look human-ish. But Greer just said, no, it doesn't look anything like.
Decades later,
right?
It seems he would be the doctor called upon first to examine a very unusual body.
This came to us in the last couple of years, and there's a man who runs an institute in another country that I cannot talk about. But he came into possession of a little creature. It is humanoid. It does not look human.
I disagree.
We have acquired an EBE, an extraterrestrial.
Oh no! Is that Emery Smith?
Biological entity.
What is he doing? Why is he standing there like he's making a porno?
A biological entity. We're flying over to Europe soon to take some tissue samples and do some DNA testing.
This was found in the Atacama Desert. We don't know how it came about. Here's the great view of the face and cheekbone, very complex. Now there is.
Did you see how that was edited? This is the anaconda thing, and we don't know where it came about. Edit, right? They got away from that conversation quick, like. Watch.
DNA testing.
This was found in the Atacama Desert. We don't know how it came about. Here's the.
That was a quick edit. We don't know how it came about. You could even hear the edit. I'm serious. Even the sound, the echo of his voice was just gone.
Great view of the face and cheekbone, very complex.
That makes me mad because what he probably said made a lot of sense, or it was so bad they couldn't have played it.
Complex. Now there is a fracture here, and behind this right ear is caved in, and that's how this ET being was killed.
Did you hear that? The three, this alien was killed because he doesn't know. He doesn't know. And I got to tell you, this thing looks fake as fuck. I can't even look at that thing. I feel embarrassed that we're actually talking about it. I mean, if I showed this to my father, my uncle, they would go, "What are you, out of your freaking mind?" And really, show this to family and friends. If you have any kids, let them do it as a show and tell. Hey, I want to show you guys something, but you tell me what you think it looks like. No laughing, right? You can do a show and tell with video, right? This is unbelievably stupid looking. I love the way the head is pieced together. Like this is something that was in a movie, right? And the lovely lines. This looks like David from the movie Enemy Mine. Remember that movie? Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid. And the black guy. What was his name? He played the alien. Good movie back then in the early 80s, I believe it was.
We have the best scientists in the U.S. from Stanford that are going to be doing the testing itself.
Gary Nolan.
What I had is the same reaction that many of my colleagues here at Stanford and elsewhere have had when I've shown them, is that
we can't stop laughing.
Wow, what is this?
Did you see him? He's like, it was the same reaction I had when I saw my friends. They had their reaction. It was like, oh, wow, right? I mean, he was embarrassed to show his friends because they all laughed. That's what he just said. It's funny, his reaction, because it's basically saying we laughed.
The initial reaction that I had is the same reaction that many of my colleagues here at Stanford and elsewhere have had when I've shown them, is that, wow.
He can't even tell us. He makes that one-word answer. Is wow. Very diplomatic and not being truthful. Wow. This looks fake as hell.
What is this?
Exactly. Yeah, what is this?
The question is important enough in at least two ways. The primary reason is that there's a lot of claims about specimens and claims about aliens. And of course, there's a lot of ridicule associated with that.
Why is it that he just, I mean, this is 8 years ago, right? Isn't that funny how he acted? 8 years ago, this is. Doesn't seem like it. But Gary Nolan has a hard time saying aliens. He's having a hard time with this. It's almost as if the stigma is deep within him, right? The way he's laughing, you know, like when me and my friend saw this, we were like, what the fuck, right? We couldn't stop from laughing. We couldn't stop laughing. But when we looked into it, we couldn't believe what we were looking at. And then that's what we got coming up here in a second.
$100 trillion problem.
Anyway, ba-ba-da-ba-da. I'll put the link to that in the show description. I didn't know I was going to play that tonight, and we went a little bit overboard with that. It's just the way it is sometimes, you know. Oh, wow. I didn't even talk about Trump tonight. Nothing. No political stuff. Isn't that nice? Till now. No, I'm kidding. Well, I want to show you something. And I did wait till the end of the show. In case anybody wants to leave, you can. And it doesn't matter. I don't know if it's going to work here. Come on. All right. You got lucky. You got lucky. You got lucky, guys. I want to show you something because I don't want you to get scammed. This is true. This is a real scam. This is amazing. And for months, and I wish I've been doing this for years, probably since the beginning of the year, when I put my credit card or debit card into, one of those things like an ATM or to get gas or to buy food at the store, I look to see if there's any tape on it or if I can see any part of the equipment coming off or held together. Looking for scanners that scan your credit card, debit card, whatever, when you put it in there. It's everywhere now. I've never seen one yet. But this video, it's keeping me diligent when I see stuff like this to make sure you don't get ripped off.
Bro, you sure it's not fake?
And the owner is the freaking ass bitch that put it in there and let it stay there. You can tell by his reaction. He doesn't even give a shit.
Buddy. Yeah.
Why are you holding it down so hard? Look.
Trying
it's
to
literally
stop
a scanner. We could call the police right now.
Look at that.
Look, this is the real one.
Look,
I have it all on video.
Fake, bro.
Don't use your cards in places like this. They're trying to steal your information.
Yeah, be careful.
Why are you acting confused? You knew that was there.
Like, come on, bro. Look, get his name and everything, because he's saying that you checked it and he confirmed it.
My name is... The guys come over here, give me cigarette, they put.
Yeah, but I thought you checked it.
You said that it was real.
You said you checked, but obviously not, bro.
We put tape.
Look, this is the real tapper. What is this?
We put tape here. Now this one new.
So how come it says right here tap to pay? If tap's up here, why does it say right here tap to pay?
I also need this. Give me. I want to.
Wow.
No, we can call the police. Yeah. This is evidence.
I need to click this for show my boss. No.
Unbelievable. When I go to the dispensary, I stopped using my debit card. I don't know how it is where you live, but the laws are really weird. And if they want to use a debit card machine, they have to split the revenue with the bank, the company, and the government. And, I don't want to be a part of it. But I noticed when I was getting charged the $2.50 just to use the machine, I noticed a day later, or even sometimes the same day, my bank was also charging me $2.59. And I thought the dispensary was double dipping, but they said, no, we're not. Check it out. And they showed me that it was the bank on the app for Bank of America. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm literally giving $7 away every time I come in here. And they're like, yeah. So I've been just using cash. I'm going to start using cash everywhere. And it's nothing for me to stop at the bank, take out 40, 100, whatever I need, right? And just do it that way. These fees are sneaky shit, man. They didn't tell me. I said, nobody told me my bank was charging me this. She goes, yeah, I don't know. It's just I go, but somebody should have told me. Hey, Rich, when you use this, your bank may charge you $2.50. And the funny thing is, they didn't at first charge the $259. But they started doing that at the beginning of the year. And I said, nope, not doing it. You're not getting $7 for free just because I'm here doing business with you. And now you want to charge me because the company charges you. Why don't you just put it into the price of your freaking shit? Just add a quarter to everything. Figure out how many transactions you do on average and add 10 cents to the price of everything. We'll do it. We don't care. God, there's got to be a way for them to make that money without doing it the way they're doing it. I hate this. Bullshit. Anyway, what time is it? Oh, wow. Well, I just kept on going, didn't I? I didn't even see the own clock. I wasn't paying attention. Hey, thanks for hanging out tonight. I know it was a weird show. I felt weird. But thanks for hanging. Thanks for the support. I heard some messages come in. Let me see if there's any... No. But thank you. And you can continue supporting Truthology for Ufology by becoming a member, or the thank yous after the show's over, or even PayPal or Cash App. And thanks. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7:05 p.m. And that's that. Yeah. I don't know. I was going to say something and then I changed my mind. Yeah. I'm allowed. Oh, yeah, right. This. Oh, it's Truthology for Ufology. For you. Got to come up with something else. All right. That's it. Thank you very, very much, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow. And, Alien bless. Alien bless. Alien bless.
There's a good thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies of and why did it download its treasured sites?